Tesla launched onto the scene in 2003, promising to transition the world from gas-powered to electric, disrupting a 100-year-old industry. Now, a very big promise considering over the past 100 years, there's only been Ford and now Tesla in the US that have not gone bankrupt. Now, Tesla's stock price has also had a wild ride over the past 5 years. In 2020, the stock exploded over 1,000% in just 2 years, only to then drop almost 75% over the next year. However, the big question is, what is Tesla's share price going to do from here? Is it still possible to get 10x returns over the coming years? Well, that is the topic of this video. We'll be looking at the huge price target just given by Ark Invest, the explosion going on with electric vehicles right now, and then we'll finish up with the one part of Tesla which is the most misunderstood, which will likely catapult Tesla's stock price into the stratosphere. As always, if you do enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, always appreciated. Okay, first up, to understand why Tesla will probably be giving outstanding returns over the coming years, we need to take a look at what's going on behind the scenes with electric vehicles. And so this is what's going on behind the scenes. Here we have the vehicle sales of gas-powered versus electric, and this is of the past 5 years. And so starting in 2018, you'll see EVs had a 70% growth rate, while gas-powered was negative. Then 2019, 20% growth for EVs and a negative 7% for gas. 2020, can you see the pattern? 30% growth, negative 16 for gas. 2021 was a boom year post-COVID, over 100% growth for EVs, yet gas-powered still struggled to break into positive. And then last year, 2022, 60% versus negative 5. So as you can see, the EV market is growing incredibly, but check this out. And the prediction from Ark Invest is that it's going to do a 7 times increase over the next 5 years, making 2022 look like small potatoes. So there's going to be an explosion of electric vehicles over the next few years. Now, when Tesla first came out, in order to have a profitable business, they had to start with an expensive car, average price being over $130,000. It wasn't until the Model 3 that this price dramatically came down. However, EVs have still been more expensive than gas-powered cars. That is, until recently. This has now flipped, and now the average EV with over 300-mile range is cheaper than their gas equivalent. And this is only expected to drop further. And here really points out that over the last 5 years, it's only really been Tesla that's been pushing electric vehicles, and that is until last year. And now every company is now getting on board, because you either take part or your company will likely not be here a few years from now. Now, the big prediction comes from Ark Invest, and they specialize in disruptive innovation. And with a whole team of analysts, they've recently come out with this big price target. And that is, in under 5 years, Tesla's share price will be around the $2,000 mark. And this means this isn't just a 10x, but an 11 times increase from today's price. And then they also give a bear case, worst case scenario being around 1400, which is still an 8 times increase from today, and a best case scenario being around 2500, or a 15 times increase. So this is a huge price target, and how do they believe Tesla is going to do this? Well, they gave a very surprising breakdown. Now, this is the revenue, this is closer to profit, this is the EBITDA, the earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, and this is the company value by its business line. But here's the interesting part. They're saying what you think is going to be the biggest part of the business, the electric vehicles, will only be about 24%. Only about a quarter. Now, you may have heard Tesla will be doing their own insurance, insuring their entire fleet, but still a very small slice of the pie. What about Tesla's energy storage? Again, only a small slice of the pie. What they're saying is going to be the biggest part of the business is this, and this is the Robo-Taxis. And it all comes down to the cost per mile. Now, all the way back in the 19th century, when it was horse and cart, the cost per mile traveled was about $1.70. And it was Ford and the Model T that really revolutionized transport, and it brought this down to 70 cents. However, ever since then, the cost per mile hasn't really changed that much. And the next big innovation is going to be this autonomous taxis, which again is going to halve the price over. And Ark Invest believe this is going to be a $14 trillion market, with the extra kicker of it being 80% safer. So instead of having a car sat outside for the vast majority of the day, all you'll do is you'll send for a driverless Tesla, will come pick you up, drop you off at a very low price. This is the future coming our way very soon. Now, next up is actually one of the most important parts of this entire video. So pay close attention, as it's from Elon Musk himself, as he explains what the most misunderstood yet the biggest earner of Tesla is going to be.
We're the most advanced in real-world AI, so the same AI that drives the car, which you can think of the car really as a robot on wheels, and this is a robot on legs. So as we solve real-world AI, I don't think there's anyone even close to Tesla on solving real-world AI. That same computer and software goes into Optimus. So it's not that helpful to have a humanoid robot if you have to program every individual action. It needs to be able to walk around autonomously and solve tasks. You should be able to instruct it in simple things by showing visually what the robot needs to do, or just telling it what to do. So I think that's a key advantage that we have. And then we also are good at designing things for manufacturing and then manufacturing itself. So the actuators in Optimus are all custom designed Tesla actuators. So we designed the electric motor, the gearbox, the power electronics, obviously the battery pack, and everything else that goes into Optimus. But we're actually quite surprised to find how little was available off the shelf, because there's a vast number of electric motors, gearboxes and whatnot that are available in the world, and we found none of them were useful in a humanoid robot, literally none. So you have to custom design the actuators for a humanoid robot. And so the same team that designed the groundbreaking electric motors that are in the Model S Plaid designed the actuators in the robot. So for practical purposes, what this means is that we should be able to bring an actual product to market at scale that is useful far faster than anyone else. You start getting into interesting questions of like, what's the ratio of humans to humanoid robots? I think it might be greater than 1-to-1. You know, because you can sort of see a home use for robots certainly industrial uses for robots, humanoid robots, I think we might exceed a 1-to-1 ratio of humanoid robots to humans. It's not even clear what an economy means at that point. So anyway, it's probably the least understood or appreciated part of what we're doing at Tesla, but will probably be worth significantly more than the car side of things long term.
Electric vehicles are now going mainstream with huge annual growth rates, while gas-powered cars are going negative. The big milestone that was reached was that the average EV is now cheaper than its gas-powered equivalent, and this really is the key to open mass adoption. Ark Invest has given a huge price target of $2,000 per share in under 5 years, which isn't just a 10x but an 11x from today's price. And interestingly, this wasn't even included what Elon has said is the most misunderstood and will be the biggest earner from Tesla, their humanoid robot, Optimus. And amazingly, Elon believes there'll be a 1-to-1 ratio with humans, meaning there'll be 8 billion of these suckers being created over the coming years. And I think if you factor in a Tesla robot in every household, then a 10x increase from today's share price turns out to be a realistic price target. And what a crazy world it's going to be. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now, do you agree with this big Tesla price target? Let me know below. But for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.